now on YouTube. I believe it's starting in a second. I'm going to give away free blood. So if you guys are interested in anything, let me know. Now we're live on YouTube. So the last Titan Black Wednesday giveaway is here. You guys have joined me. I'm the one and only one that are going to be with you on this one. Earlier in the day you had Sharice and you have Melissa, which was a great surprise for me to do. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Jason, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. I hope everything is well with everybody out there. I hope everybody's ready to eat some turkey, have a good time, make some great memories for these holidays. Holiday eating is a big problem for a lot of people. A lot of people don't know how to control it, or they don't know what to do to maybe minimize the bad effects that they might get from holiday eating. And obviously, listen, good exercise, good nutrition plan, sleep, right, and drinking water is going to be key core essentials of a healthy lifestyle in any way, shape, or form. But what can you do on top of that? And that's where Titan Medical Center really comes into play with some of the different therapies like our GLP-1s that will help control appetite, help retain muscle, help you lose weight, help really your body to optimize and really work the way it should. And plus, we have all these other different therapies like Sloop 332 or AMP-K or 5-amino-1-MQ. All these are oral therapies that will help you unlock that fat storage you have in your body and help you get more energy in some circumstances or cases, help control sugar levels in some circumstance and cases. I mean, these are all good things that are great, not just for weight loss, but for the optimization of your body, the way it works. And that's key. I think we just focus on the result of things, but we should really talk about sometimes how we get those results and what the process is about it. And how do we go about really getting it? Because it's not just a luck thing, okay? If it was a luck thing, then you know what? It'd be out the door for everybody and everybody has the same shot. But it's not. It's really a knowledge thing and then implementing thing. And at that point, being able to know some of these things and you learn along the way, and then you start implementing them along the way. And then you really dial in to see what works best for you, right? Because there's a million diets out there. So after you get done with holiday eating, New Year's resolutions are going to come along and you all are going to say, listen, I want weight loss and I'm going to join the gym and I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. Some of you will be on that journey, a minimal amount, but a lot of you will not. So, sticking to it and being consistent is another form of something you need to do. That's another essential. But we're gonna give away a free blood test, right? We're gonna give away two on this live. So I want you guys to tune in, and you guys will get the code on what you guys can say for the free blood test or the gift certificate or whatever it may be. Because I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Eric, what's going on? I hope all is well. I hope everybody's getting ready for Turkey Day out there. Like I said, and we were talking about a lot of different things today, like from hormones and how they affect the body and what goes on there, especially as we age. I think everybody wants to slow down the aging process. Everybody wants to be as young as they possibly can, physically and mentally, right? Because mental goes right along with it. You can be physically able and you might not be mentally able, right? And as we get older, different things like neurodegenerative diseases start kicking in, like Alzheimer's, dementia, and all these different things that we have to deal with. And at that point, like, can we combat some of these things too as well? And that's really where we get to the peptide subject because there's so many different peptides out there, and there's a lot of different peptides that help in a lot of different ways. Some are from longevity, some are for from mental clarity or mental power, and some are for like cellular repair. So at these things, if we can on the cellular level repair things, that's huge, right? And NAD is the one proponent of that. And then you have different things like CMAX or C-Link that can help with short-term memory, long-term memory, and other ones that really defend you to a certain degree against some of these neurodegenerative diseases that are going on. And a lot of people are getting a lot more, right? So, that would be the worst thing ever. You grow up, you have children, you have a wife, you have grandchildren, and then one day you don't know anybody. You know how freaked out you wouldn't even imagine how freaked out somebody is because they don't even understand the magnitude of what's going on. I've been around some of these people, and it's a sad thing to deal with. And mental decline is a sad thing, and it's a part of some of these people's older journeys. But the whole point is to find out why and try to correct it, so we don't all have to go through it. So it's just crazy, how things get. But on the science side, technology side, we are advancing in such quick pace that I believe that, a lot of these different diseases will be out the door. There at least will be an option for somebody to be able to get some of these treatments. Now, depending on how much or how costly these treatments are. What's up, Christina? I hope all is well. We're doing free blood tests. We're doing a $100 gift certificate. As soon as I get done yapping here a little bit, I want to give the free blood test out for people out there. So you guys can all do it. And I'm on all different platforms, from YouTube, which we have 497 people on YouTube, to some of these channels we have two, and I have more on TikTok and on Instagrams across the bay, because I can't get on my Titan Medical Instagram right now. So I'm on the 2.0, the backup page. If you guys are looking for it on there, I'm on my personal page. I'm on my TikTok for Titan Medical, and on the YouTube for Titan Medical. And, it's going really well. So it's been a slam day. I'm literally going to get out of here. I'm supposed to go see a movie later, I think, which I'm excited for. Wednesday is usually the biggest night of the year for people to go out. It's crazy. The day before Thanksgiving. I used to partake in that many, many years ago. Not anymore. I'm not a big drinker anymore. And, clubs it's okay. But, at that point, going to see a good movie and resting, relaxing, and total silence, it's almost priceless. It's almost priceless, right? Oh, you guys are in the car listening to me? Oh, I appreciate it, fam. Christina and John Morello. These guys are awesome. These guys are part of our Titan family all the way through and through. We love them to death. They're just great people, right? And that's another thing that you want to surround yourself with, if you can, is great people, not just good, great people. They go out of their way. They're genuine people. They'll tell you the truth, right? And be honest with you in a number of different ways, even with, you might not like the truth sometimes, or, it's just in a different faction. I don't know. Some people you just kind of blend with automatically. So I throw them in that boat. Lloyd Mayweather, what's going on? I hope all is well. Everybody joining me on TikTok. How you guys doing out there? You guys got any questions about? Oh, you got a question? All right. What's a therapy combination that patients are shocked works so well together? Man, I would say GLP-1s like retatrutide and like testosterone. Like, I think those are the two like top ones. Or hormone replacement therapy and a GLP-1. That's a game changer. Or hormone replacement therapy and maybe a testosterone. I mean, those two or three, I should say, with HRT, those are game changers. HRT is the foundation. So if you're looking to say like, hey, listen, where should I start? First thing you should start with is a blood test and see, hey, listen, where does all the chips fall? And then see, listen, do any of these things need to be fixed? Are they deficient? Or they need to be optimized? Are they imbalanced? And at that point, you go through all that list and you start checking those boxes there and you fix all that. Now you're dialed in hormone wise. Now you're like, all right. And then hormones also, it's not just testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. We're talking about like, growth hormone levels too, right? IGF-1 levels. We want to make sure those are good. So all across those. Now, once you have those, now the true magic's going to start happening, because you can go in a lot of different directions, and you can add on all these different directions at one point, right? Like, you don't have to like pick one road. You can have three roads that go to the same place. Great results. And so if you're looking for like better mental clarity, there's something that you can add in for that. Let's say it's NAD, CMAX, or C-Link, right? Or like, if you want to lose more weight, right? You can go visceral fat wise with testosterone and lose weight there and gain a whole bunch of lean mass and stuff like that, because your growth hormone levels going up, metabolic rates are at optimal levels, and you can go a different route. You can say, listen, no, I don't want to go that route. I want to bulk up even more, right? So I want to go on MK677. I want to raise growth hormone levels, but I want to stimulate my eating, because I'm not getting enough calories in, and I got to be able to eat if I want to grow. So, Mark, what's going on? Everybody join us again. Mark Buchetti, he's won two of the contests today, and he's probably looking to try to win a third one. Great patient. So he knows all these therapies too, a lot of them, especially. So, but there's always new ones coming out, Mark. And we talk about some of these peptide therapies, like the new ones, the two new mega blends. Like one I wanted to call like the demigod blend, because we call the Titan Transformation blend beforehand, but I was thinking about like, this is like the demigod blend, right? Half God, half human. And this mix has AOD, right? So that's a sequence in growth hormone that helps you with fat burning, lipolysis, lipogenesis, destroying fat, not storing fat. And then we talk about, MOTS-c, which, ignites mitochondria and ignites, your body to basically say, hey, listen, we're in exercise mode, right? And things are moving there. And then we talk about testosterone, which raising growth hormone levels at the best possible level naturally, growth hormone wise. And then you're talking about attacking visceral belly fat, which hardly anything ever does. There's not too many drugs out there that do. And at that point, if you can do that, you've got magic because visceral fat is the bad fat that you can't even lipo out. It's the fat that's surrounding your organs, and you don't want that. So if you get rid of that, raise growth hormone is great. Then ipamorelin, another growth hormone releasing hormone peptide, synergistically working with testosterone. I mean, anti-aging effect with both of those. I mean, skin elasticity, hair, skin, nails, libido, overall, wellness, feeling for yourself and self-confidence. I mean, these are winners. These are winners. And when you get that all-in-one injection now, that's even better, right? So you get it all one in there, bam, done. Tell us more about Sermorelin should take with GHRP. So Sermorelin is a GHRP. It's a growth release hormone peptide. Mark, Sermorelin is the dinosaur. If I had to say what the dinosaur was in these, it's that. Sermorelin was approved in like the 70s. So at that point, it works. And when we first got in the business, right, in 2012, that was the only, well, that and GHRP2 and GHRP6, which you can't get anymore, but those used to be the ones that people would take. And that was what was offered from compounding pharmacies. So at that point, some of it works, but it only works for so long, and then you don't get those benefits. So after 6 months, I would say Summerlin's garbage. Half life is a lot shorter. That's why CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin took over. They're the new bad boys on the block when it comes to apples to apples territory in the same class. But then you go up to Hexarelin or you go to Tesamorelin, boom. I mean, those are game changers. And then on the oral side, MK677, which stimulates hunger, or Masteron, which doesn't, and it's another oral one. These are game changers too. I mean, listen, all these things can be utilized, and everybody has a different goal, maybe, or maybe they have the same goals, but different aspects of comparison, like what kind of shape they're in right now, and how their diet is, how their health is, how everything else is balanced out in their body too, as well. So there's a lot of different variables, a lot of moving variables, and when you're looking at really like doing something for yourself, right? You want to make sure that one, you're picking the best credible, knowledgeable person that's going to monitor you medically, right? Or as far as confident with the medical center that's taking over your care. Two, I would say, listen, you want to look for the most cutting edge therapies and quality over quantity every single time. The third part of that is that you want to know what to do, right? It's not just taking these things and taking all of them for extended periods of time. Some you take for short periods of time, and some you can take for longer periods of time. But how do you know what to do? That's where our medical providers and our staff comes into play to guide you along your journey, to show you or to tell you. And if you have a question about it, to answer that question by a call, text, or an email right away, right? Not getting a call back like some of these places do. I mean, you really want someone that's really looking out and really has your back. And if you don't have that, you're doing a disservice to yourself. And you say, listen, it's just all about, I'm just going to get the cheapest thing. I don't really care. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. Well, then, I mean, listen, then maybe this isn't a place for you, because maybe you just want somebody that's negligent about your care and really doesn't care about what's going on with you. And just wants to make a buck off something that's awesome. We're not going to do that. Right? This is not going down here. So, it doesn't matter. Money is a byproduct of doing the right thing. That's where we got to where we're at today. It's not about worrying about uh, money over patience, right? Like profit over patience. Like, what are we doing here? That's not how it should be. Patient comes first. Of course, being in business, paying all your employees, your medical providers, and everything, that costs money too, right? But at that point, you don't put it in jeopardy. You don't put your patient in jeopardy in any way, shape, or form. And it's not about doing that. So I appreciate it, man. I got everybody on here today. Vegan Twins, what's going on? Nina, what's going on? CT Rock, what's up, brother? How you doing, Kevin? All right, Victoria's on here. What's going on, Hazel? What else we got? We got more questions. All right. So if someone started today, what is the lowest effort anti-aging habit with the highest long-term payoff? Nutrition and working out are your best, lowest effort anti-aging habits. But you really want four of them. The pillars, and I say these every single time. and I'll just burn them into your brain because they need to be. Nutrition, not a diet. It's not a punishment. Nutrition is what you're feeding your body, the fuel that you're intaking to utilize throughout the day to build the muscle, to lose fat. This is what we need, nutrition. Two, exercise, some sort of activity. We need activity. Okay. We got to keep moving. The body was made to move. You want to keep moving. Your body is the best machine ever built, is the most adaptive machine ever built. So at that point, you will lose it. Okay. Next, if I was going to do therapy wise, I would say hormones. Your hormones are the guide. They're the everything. They're the directors, the signalers, the doers. Okay. And then at that point, you want to look at growth hormone levels. You want to look at what else you have to do after that. Like, do you want to gain muscle? Do you want better mental clarity? Do you want better libido? Do you want more energy? I mean, there's paths you can go down. Okay. All right. So doing awesome. I appreciate CT Rock. I appreciate it. Chris, what's going on? How you guys doing? What's the most underrated blood panel that can radically change someone's health strategy? Hormones. Hormones. It's the most underrated blood panel that can radically change someone's health strategy. That, I mean, I have to say too, right? Hemoglobin A1C, which is a very basic test. Very basic test. Underrated, but will tell you so much information. We'll say if you're diabetic, where you stand, and it gives you a fighting chance, right? When we know what the boundaries are or where the end of the road is, then we're more cautious. If you don't know, then you're not as cautious. And the example I can give you is this, maybe it will hit home. You got cash in your pocket, you got a credit card. Your cash, you're probably going to spend a hell of a lot. Well, no, you're going to be more subtle about your cash and spend the credit card more. So I almost got that backwards for you guys, but you understand the example, right? You got a credit card, you really don't see the cash, and you're spending, spending, spending. So it hits you at the end of the month when you get that bill or income statement. If you got the cash in your pocket, and you're like, hey, I got $100 on me. You're going to make that $100 last. You're going to stretch it, or at least be prepared or more cautious about what you're going to do with it. So this is what I say here. I'm like, listen, be cautious, right? And know some of these things and understand. And at that point, you can control what the outcome is going to be in most situations about what's going to go on with your health. All right, what else we got here? We got more questions on it. What else you got? If you could invent a new peptide therapy, what problem would you solve? Cancer. Cancer. Cancer would be across the board. How many billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars do you think of went into cancer research? And we supposedly there's a doctor said that he now has a cancer cure. That's a pretty bold statement, right? You have a cancer cure. The guy told me, I'm like, that's pretty serious. I've heard it from a couple of my people. Like, hey, listen, there's something out there that can cure cancer. Like, if you can do that, if I can invent a peptide to do that, that'd be a game changer. The other thing would be, and there are peptides that help for hair gain. I heard there's a serum already out there in Japan. They made it that will help grow back your hair. I heard there is a patch now you can put on your teeth that will help you grow new teeth. So, wow, I mean, I think anything that I've thought of or will think of has already come true or is on the near verge of happening. So, from extending our lifespan, they said up to 250 years to nanobots working on the inside of us in the next 5 years. This is some sci-fi shit. Is there a lifestyle factor that quietly destroys libido more than anything else? Yes. Lifestyle factors, smoking, drinking, not sleeping enough. This is going to knock down all your hormones. This is going to be a negative effect to your health across the board. This is going to destroy libido. Destroy libido. Okay. That's one thing. Smoking, drinking, drugs. Yeah. Bad nutrition. I would say bad nutrition, but to a certain extent, yes, because like blood flow, like to the erections. If your arteries are clogged, then you're probably not going to have good erections, right? So, that's another one. Nutrition can go along with that. But I listen. I know people that have horrible nutrition and still have a great libido. So I'm not going to say that across the board, but over time, he's right. The arteries will get clogged, and you will not get good blood flow. If someone started today, what is the lowest? Oh, we already did this one. Yeah. What's the company? I think we did these. Let me read on here. I might have some more on here. CT Rock, find a way to keep the cells young, as in autophagy. If there is a peptide that could kick them off without fasting for too long, would be a cancer winner. Yeah. So listen, there's definitely some ones out there already, CT Rock for sure, that they're making their ways around. One that is really good with like chemotherapy and everything like that. They already have all thymosin for one. How long should you stay on therapies like NAD and glutathione before cycling off? You can stay on those forever. So if you're on, NAD or glutathione, and you're worried about getting off, don't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about with those. Those are all great. What red flags should people look for when choosing a hormonal wellness clinic? Hold on, right from just for that. I'll answer that 1 second. Blood work. All right. So all you have to do is call or text 727-389-3220 for the free blood work. Titan blood. Titan blood. You'll get the free blood work. All right. I'm gonna continue on. First one, first serve. That's it. We'll have that information right now. From the girls and the staff. They'll tell us who won. Okay. What red flags should people look for when choosing a hormonal wellness clinic? One, you want to make sure that you're getting all like a full in-depth blood test, and not them saying this is a full in-depth blood panel. No, actually looking at the tests and comparing. And if you don't know what the tests are, compare it to ours. It's a full in-depth panel, I promise. Even if you don't go with us, compare the testing. Two, make sure you see a medical provider. You're seeing a medical provider. A lot of these places, you're seeing a regular person, right? Like me. Now, I might be very educated, I might be able to tell you about all these things, but I am not a doctor or a medical provider. And if you're not seeing a medical provider for your first initial visit, especially, I would run for the hills. Because I've heard owners, I've heard coaches, I've heard HRT consultants or second guys in hand coming across and telling the people what's on their blood work, what they recommend for their therapies they should be taking, which I told one person, I told me that's so illegal, it's crazy. So at that point, that is a major, major red flag. The other one is, how long is it going to take for you to get your medication? And the other opposite side of that is, if you have a problem or you need support in any way, how hard is it going to be able to communicate with them? Are you going to get an answer back? Are they going to call you back at all? I don't know. A lot of places I've heard don't. And that's why we get a lot of their patients because, you know, it's just not a good experience over there. The patient care, the patient service, patient knowledge, who you're talking to, like this is all bad. So, that's one thing that we thrive in and excel in. So I'm very happy about that with my team. And our team is growing. We've got more people coming on our team for 2026. So at that point, there's going to be new therapies, there's going to be new team members, and there's going to be a whole lot of new type medical stuff coming at you. Still haven't got my email. But you might get it by the end of the day, Moss Jefferson. So don't worry about it. You are one of the winners. All right. You're locked down. So if you don't get it, you should get it by the end of the day today. They're working. The staff is a lot of people aren't working today or they got Friday off too. My staff works Wednesday and Friday. So we'll be here Wednesday, we'll be Friday. So only day we're taking off is tomorrow for Turkey Day. We'll be back in the office Friday. Me too. That goes for me and everybody else. How do you see preventive medicine evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? So we're getting into some of this evolving medicine. So regenerative medicine is one, stem cells, like real stem cells, right? Dezawa Muse cells, especially. Those are the best cells out there, the highest quality standard. That's what I got injected in my shoulders when I got in the IV. There's other stem cells out there that they're doing out of the country. They're good too. But Dezawa Muse cells, the best. The stem cells they were doing here in Florida before, garbage. Pulling stem cells from your own fat and multiplying those out, making them bigger. So at that point, I wouldn't go with those at all. All right. All right. Let me see here. What's the biggest challenge you faced while building Titan? How did you push through? There was a lot of challenges, guys. We started with our last $2,000 tax check, so not a lot of money to start with, right? Making that work, getting everything set up that we needed, the basic foundation of things. Anybody that's starting a business out there, let me tell you what the basic foundation of things are. One, you establish your business, right? You incorporate, you LLC it, whatever you want to do there. I would probably do an LLC if you're just starting off. And that's very simple and easy to do. You don't need a lawyer or attorney to set that up, especially like in Florida, like Sunbiz. It's so simple to do, it's ridiculous. Set it up, right? After that, You're gonna fax over your little your form that you get from some biz or wherever it is to the IRS to get your EIN. It's your employee identification number. Your EIN is going to be for your write-offs or for employees if you get them down the line, which you probably should. And your first one should probably be you, so you pay yourself and you got it on the books. That's that's the base right there. Like you get that set up. Two, you get a phone, cell phone, whatever. You got a number now. You make sure before you incorporate that you pick a name. I guess that's the first step, but you pick a name and you make sure that the URL is not taken. You can actually look through Chat GPT. You can Chat GPT and say, listen, look up this name, find out if the URL is available, find out if it's trademarked, and you get all that information within a minute. Do it. It's worth it. So once you have all that information, then you go after your social media platforms. You go after all the free real estate online that you can possibly get. Everybody talks about real estate in their portfolios, right? On the outside, reality here. Same thing online. It's just an unlimited amount of land. There's probably not going to be an end amount of land. So at that point, take all the real estate you can. Those are the basic things you do. Protect your business. You have your name, you have your URL, you have your Sunbiz Incorporated. Now nobody can take that from you guys. That's the first thing you guys do in business. I've seen a lot of people not do that the first steps, and that's not a business. I see it all the time. What's the giveaway? All right, so we just did a blood work. Let's do a gift certificate. $100 gift certificate. Call or text 727-389-3220. Code word, Titan Gift. I said it wasn't going to be the same. I made the same. Titan Gifts. Call or text. First one gets it. $100 gift certificate. How do you maintain the Titan culture as the company continues to expand? I stay heavily involved. I think that's the way you do it. If you stay heavily involved, that, or at least, you're in the midst of things. At that point, I'm heavily involved. Shree's heavily involved. So quality standards not going down. Titan culture is not going down. It's only going up. And I think as you expand out there, you want to make sure that you have good people that can keep that standard and make sure that culture is still going and strong, because it's real easy to get cancers in your culture. And those cancers spread just like regular cancer in bodies, right? And metastasize. And at that point, it cause a lot of damage internally to your business. So I would definitely make sure that you're watching who you bring your organization and then overseeing as they're there. Because you can have somebody that's been there since six years become complacent on you, think that you can't do without them. And at that point, you can, because you got to where you're at without them. So, that's one thing to take into consideration with this. All right. Waddy, what's going on? I got everybody in here. Mark Buchetti, what's up? Go get it. Billy, what's going on? All right. What's the first thing a new patient should expect during their Titan onboarding process? Well, if it's blood test, you would get your blood form, you go get your blood test done, and we would call you with the results and get you scheduled for your consultation. That would be the first things I would expect. When you do your consultation, the next thing I would expect is talking to the medical provider and getting a personalized regimen for what you want, right? For whatever goals you're trying to achieve or whatever is going wrong or whatever off on the blood test. And then at that point, you've been through the patient process. After that, every 28 days, our staff is going to check on you. But if you have questions, concerns, or any issues or positive feedback, the next day, the week down the road, 2 weeks, the day before the 28 days, you can call, text, or email us. We'd be happy to get back to you, talk to you, see what's going on, and help you out in any way we possibly can. So real simple and easy stuff to do here. We make it really easy for people nationwide because we are nationwide with our services for everything that you guys wanted to get. From hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptide therapy, blood work, and everything in between. So we are a one-stop shop for all you guys. We appreciate it. And, your guys' results are what we stand on, right? Like if we didn't get patients' results, we wouldn't be here. 13 years into it. 13 years. Think about that. In your opinion, what separates Titan protocols from traditional clinics offering similar services? We personalize regimens. So it's not a cookie cutter thing. And all the other places are cookie cutters. They're all cookie cutters. You can get package 1, 2, or 3. And at that point, it's not really personalizing anything to you. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to end it at no. I'll give one more gift certificate away. Titan Gift. Call or text 727-389-3220. And at that point, guys, I've talked enough on lives. Footwear giveaway is over. I got one more, right? All right. So blood work. Text in blood test. Blood test. So if you whoever tested blood test, can you text over the girls? Blood test. Text over 727-389-3220. Blood test. It has to say blood test. Okay. So I appreciate all you guys. I hope you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving. Remember what I said about the eating? Control it. If you have to go to a whole bunch of places and stops, portion it out, right? Only eat so much. It's only eat so much at each spot. Go there, eat a portion, great. Now you're not disrespecting the family by eating there, or not eating there, I should say. You're eating there, and you can move on to the next one. And eat a little bit there, and move on to the next one, eat a little bit there, and move on to the next one, eat a little bit there. And if you think that you've ate too much, you better go hit the gym the next day, try to burn off all those calories. But don't say to yourself, oh, I'm going to eat myself into oblivion and just go work it off tomorrow. No. Have a plan. If the plan fails, adapt the strategy, okay? But never cancel the plan, right? Always try to do the plan. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. We got a lot of people on TikTok. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll be back in the office tomorrow if you guys need us. If not, I appreciate it. Love you guys. Much support. Thank you. Mwah.